Today I'm going to be ranking the top 32 quarterbacks at mid-season. This video took over 25 hours to make, and then watching the film, filming myself, editing, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Kicking it off with number 32, we got Daniel Jones. Now, Daniel Jones brings impressive athleticism to the table, which is something that is essential in today's NFL. However, Jones struggles under pressure, finding it tough to escape or create outside the pocket, and this limits his ability to consistently use his speed. As a passer, Jones has similar limitations. He's fine when given clear-cut, single-read throws and can deliver a nice deep ball, but when he's forced to progress through his reads, his decision-making and accuracy falter. He's often late on crucial throws, and passes can be wild, especially when he's trying to add heat to the ball. Instead of throwing receivers open, sometimes he throws them covered. That said, the addition of Malik Nabers as a true number one target has boosted his stats and given him a reliable option, but the challenges with timing and decision-making still remain. At number 31, I got Jameis Winston. He's always been a bit of a wild card quarterback, often turning risky plays into costly mistakes. He's known for attempting high-stakes throws that aren't really there, sometimes in an effort to bring magic out of broken plays, but when he connects, it's impressive. Winston's talent is undeniable, and he can handle pocket pressure really well, and he keeps his eyes downfield while going through progressions. Hopefully he can point the Browns' offense back in the right direction. At number 30, I got Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's times with the Panthers has been pretty lackluster, aside from one standout game where he threw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against a struggling Raiders defense. At this stage of his career, Dalton's biggest aspect is his quick release, allowing him to avoid sacks and keep the offense moving. But that's where the strengths end. He's the definition of a replacement-level quarterback, and his arm strength has declined severely, limiting his ability to push the ball down the field. And while he can execute an offense competently, he lacks the ability to elevate the players around him. At number 29, I got Derek Carr. He thrives when he can use his quick decision-making and accurate pre-snap reads to stay ahead of the defense. This allows him to work around his pocket poise issues, and when it's clicking, he can be productive and drive his offense to victory. However, when a creative defense disguises coverage or he is pressured, Carr can struggle, often panicking and making costly mistakes. He also has limitations throwing the ball downfield and over the middle and tends to check the ball down really frequently, sometimes upwards of 10 times per game. At 28, I got Malik Willis. Malik Willis has rebounded after a tough stint with the Titans. Known for one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league, he brought a game manager approach when he came onto the Packers, finding a lot of success. If a team can unlock his full toolkit, combining speed, accuracy, and ability to run an offense, Willis has potential to become a star. His Green Bay performances have hinted that he could achieve this with the right level of development. At 27, I got Joe Flacco. Watching Joe Flacco's recent performances, it's clear that the veteran quarterback still has moments of brilliance, showcasing the poise and arm strength that made him a Super Bowl champion. While he's not the same player as he was in his prime, Flacco's experience allows him to make smart decisions and lead effectively when called upon. At 26, I got Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is overrated and has struggled taking care of the football. His decision-making is sound on paper, but a higher interception total in 2023 showed issues with him protecting the ball. Hurts is often blitzed because he's uncomfortable reading defenses from the pocket, and while he throws a beautiful deep ball, especially to A.J. Brown, that connection props up his status as a top-half-league quarterback. Without those deep shots to A.J. Brown, he'd likely be much lower for most other people. Hurts has a unique rushing ability that demands defensive attention, but his overall play style and reliance on specific strengths make him a fairly average quarterback for today's NFL standards. At 25, I got Bo Nix. With Bo Nix, I don't see the strong-armed, unshakable passer Sean Payton sees. Nix's arm is fine and strong enough to make most throws, but at Oregon, he didn't really push the ball downfield that much, relying on a run-pass option-heavy offense and showing occasional indecisiveness as he worked through his reads. In the preseason, Nix didn't seem any more comfortable, and he tended to bail out on clean pockets, moving outside where he seemed a little bit more comfortable. Still, his arm strength shines when he's on the move, and his ability to sling from tough angles. He has decent accuracy, sneaky speed, and has some flashes of good pocket movement. Nix is an ideal system quarterback, but the system around him is just terrible, and that would be his key to success in the future. At 24, I got Geno Smith. He has become one of the NFL's most balanced quarterbacks, with only a few clear weaknesses in his game. Smith is calm under pressure, stepping up to make plays without shying away, and he's known for his quick, smart decisions. However, his confidence in the pocket, while a huge asset, sometimes leads to taking more sacks and attempting risky throws late in the play. Smith has helped drive the Seattle offense almost entirely with his arm over the past 2 seasons, but he lacks the elite ability to carry a team on his back week in and week out. And when Seattle's offensive line struggles, his game faltered. At 23, I got Justin Fields. His physical gifts like elite speed, great arm talent have given him a unique margin for error most NFL quarterbacks don't have. Few quarterbacks can remain effective while struggling with his slow processing, touch, and terrible decision making. But Fields has managed to mainly with his rushing ability. Recently, we're seeing signs of growth inside the pocket and an ability to avoid more sacks, and off-target throws have decreased. Still, he's largely the same quarterback as his Chicago days, just a bit sharper. Fields' biggest flaw is his delay in releasing the ball. Even after deciding on a target, he sometimes takes an extra time to determine if the receiver is actually open, which leads to frequent sacks, poor accuracy, and questionable decision making. For most quarterbacks, these would be fatal issues, but for Fields, they're hurdled and cleared because he is just such a talented player. At 22, I got Aaron Rodgers. If you look closely, you might see glimpses of Aaron Rodgers' MVP form from Green Bay, but consistently it's just not there. He still has an arm to nail sideline throws, but just not in the same regularity as he used to. And he can make downfield throws at awkward angles, it's just not as frequently as it once was. His escapability in the pocket remains, yet he's no longer a threat once he's on the move. These small differences shift him from an elite quarterback to a merely average one, which is where Aaron Rodgers finds himself now. At 21, I got Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence's generational talent hasn't quite translated to generational results, making him a challenging quarterback to assess. He recently signed a massive $275 million extension, but even his biggest fans would agree that his career has been very mixed. There have been some brilliant flashes of top-tier quarterback play, but also too many interceptions, fumbles, and missed throws. When you dig into the film, though, you can see why some people are still high on him. This season is by far Trevor Lawrence's best, in my opinion, in part due to Brian Thomas, who's given him a much-needed downfield threat, similar to what he had in his Clemson days with T. Higgins. Lawrence's quick processing, pocket management, and athleticism show him to deliver precise, timing-based throws under pressure, and he is quick with pre-snap reads. At number 20, I got Drake May. His development has been fun to watch. He's been labeled as raw, which makes sense to a degree. His footwork and decision-making can sometimes be out of sync, but his mechanical concerns around May are a bit overhyped. He's already shown he can produce at a high level, with 5 touchdowns in his first 2 games, more than all the other rookie quarterbacks combined in the same stretch, who all had 0. He was my number 1 quarterback in this draft class, and if he keeps things up, he may just leave the other ones behind. At 19, I got Caleb Williams. He's got a lot of work ahead of him, but his natural talent and feel for the game could let him contribute meaningfully as a rookie. His skill set is undeniable. He's got a cannon of an arm and can make all the throws. However, there are some areas for growth. Williams needs to improve his decision making. Sometimes checking down really is the best option, and also needs to navigate in the pocket a lot better. Plus, he struggled against tougher defenses, so the real test will come when his schedule gets a lot tougher. At 18, I got Kirk Cousins. Cousins' game has some real limitations, especially after his Achilles injury, which may have taken away some of the minimal physical edge he once had. He's lacked the precision with the throws, and it's just so hard to catch for his receivers. Without his big 5-touchdown performance against the Buccaneers, his entire season has been mediocre at best, leaving some to question if he's nearing the end of the line. At 17, I got Tua Tagovailoa. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks and makes some of the fastest decisions in the NFL. With a talented pass-catching group around him with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, he's able to make plays. However, constantly he's being labeled as a game manager, which was sort of disproved by them using a backup quarterback, and all their backups just look terrible. So we'll have to see how he fares after this. I feel like he can take a huge jump in these rankings if he performs the second half of the season. At 16, I got Russell Wilson. He may not be the pocket master he once was, but he's certainly slowed down outside of it. But Wilson has enough arm to loft his signature mood balls to George Pickens. Wilson's one start with Pittsburgh has looked way better than anything we saw from him in Denver, leaving us wondering if the Broncos were the real issue. At 15, I got Dak Prescott. His game isn't flashy, but he's accurate and makes smart decisions and has a solid arm. He can navigate pressure like a pro, and he gives the Cowboys offense options, and they can grind it out with shorter gains or go deep if they need to, all because Dak can execute it all. Sure, the playoff wins are still missing, but his skill set is complete as they come, giving his team a chance in every single game. Even though he's taken a sufficient step back this season from last season where he was an MVP candidate, I still believe he can bounce back and finish the season strong. At 14, I got Brock Purdy. While some see him as a solid contributor with average accuracy and decision-making skills, I don't quite view him as a game manager. Purdy isn't afraid to take risks, making solid throws that show arm talent, layering passes over defenders when the situation calls for it. But he's also struggled when under pressure, leading to some dangerous throws. The real conundrum lies in assessing his decision-making, especially when the system operates in a grant of a wide margin of error. He's not the processing wizard some fans claim, nor is he the reckless turnover-prone. But his performance against the Chiefs raises doubts. Before that game, I thought this was going to be his best season, as he has changed and sort of developed as a passer outside of the pocket. At 13, I got Sam Darnold. Darnold has insane talent, and no one ever doubted that. He's a physically gifted athlete with a strong arm and capable of making impressive throws, even under stress. When he's not seeing ghosts, he can move well in the pocket and deliver downfield strikes. A highlight reel of his best plays might have you believing he's among the league's top quarterbacks. However, he's inconsistent in his making smart decisions, and accuracy has kept him from solidifying himself as a starting role in the past. However, in Minnesota, the situation changed dramatically for Darnold. Kevin O'Connell has crafted a foolproof offense that Darnold just can't mess up, and he's already looking like an MVP candidate. At 12, I got Baker Mayfield. His reputation has fluctuated, but he remains fundamentally the same quarterback who led Cleveland to a playoff win in 2020. In an ideal setup with good protection and a solid run game, Mayfield's arm shines, especially when he has time to throw and weapons to throw to. Now in Tampa Bay, many of his strengths remain, and his pocket awareness has improved drastically. Fortunately, Tampa's coaching staff has crafted a scheme around his abilities, and despite a struggling defense, Mayfield has emerged as one of the season's top QBs, potentially rewriting a tragic career. At 11, I got Jayden Daniels. He's emerged as a top dual-threat quarterback, blending elite speed with impressive short-game accuracy. The Commanders are leveraging this well. With his playmaking ability both as a scrambler and as a passer, he has Pro Bowl potential. He's sometimes late on secondary reads, a typical rookie issue, and sometimes his accuracy can be erratic, although for the most part he's kept that in check. The offensive scheme has been so good for the Commanders, which has sort of hidden some of his processing weaknesses. However, he's already an elite NFL quarterback and a dynamic leader for the Commanders. At 10, I got Kyler Murray. Kyler is one of the most underrated talents in the league, elevating the Cardinals' offense and powering their consistent top 10 rushing attack. His big arm allows him to make crucial throws, while his true danger lies in ability to escape the pocket, where his height isn't a disadvantage and his speed makes it a problem for the defense. The infamous homework clause gave Murray a reputation as someone who doesn't fully prepare, but he rarely makes mistakes and mental errors on the field. His main issue relies in his vision being blocked by the pass rush, as a real challenge at 5'10". Murray could reach his true potential, securing him a spot among the league's top quarterbacks, though with the Call of Duty dropping on the 25th, we might see a bit of a step back. At number 9, I got Matthew Stafford. His arm strength and flexibility let him reach any target on the field, manipulating defenders with his eyes and pump fakes just like a pro, and has got a no-look Super Bowl throw against the Bengals that looked really nice, but Stafford's magic fades when he is on the move. Unlike the more mobile quarterbacks of today, he relies on a strong arm and a good offensive line to stay in rhythm. Under pressure, quick decisions can lead to mistakes, and while the stats don't always reflect his talent, the tape shows the true ability, especially when he's surrounded by a solid set of weapons, as we saw on Thursday. At 8, I got Justin Herbert. Unlike the other high-end quarterbacks, Justin Herbert has yet to win a playoff game, making one of 4 seasons where he blew a 3-score lead in that appearance. It's fair for some to hesitate on the Herbert hype until we've seen talent in the postseason translate, but that doubt is rooted in the team's results, not Herbert's play. His interception rate has been impressively low, and he avoids drive-killing sacks, making smart decisions and with machine-like precision and full of command of the offense pre-snap. Herbert's efficiency, while mostly a strength, can also limit his game. At 7, I got Jordan Love, whose impressive rise at the end of last season, accompanied by some impressive tape, was a glimpse of Green Bay's future. I'm betting on his talent. But while Love's style is a bit volatile, early signs show that he has the skill to make it work as he continues refining his game. Love has been unlucky with turnovers so far. He has a lower turnover rate than Josh Allen, who has 0 turnovers. At number 6, I got CJ Stroud. He's already on the path to elite status, showcasing traits of a top-tier quarterback, especially his calm under pressure. However, Stroud doesn't let anything disrupt his process. Stroud thrives in the pocket, but once you can get him out of the pocket, he struggles. His football IQ is off this chart, earning him respectable ranking early on in these rankings. Freaking poop. At number 6, I got CJ Stroud. While he's very accurate and has great poise in the pocket, once you can take him out of side of the pocket and disguise coverages, he tends to struggle. His accuracy is on point with crazy precision, although we saw that you can hold him in check with his game against Green Bay, where he had just 81 yards. At 5, I got Jared Goff. The most surprising quarterback to me this season has definitely been Jared Goff. He's incredibly smart and accurate. Fortunately, Goff's pocket presence combined with Detroit's elite offensive line has reduced these shaking moments. At 4, I got Josh Allen. While he can throw with touch, he sometimes doesn't choose it at the right moments, and his accuracy can waver, even if he's not throwing with full speed. Despite this mix of traits that shouldn't work, Allen's physical talent and passion for the game makes it accepted. Most of his mistakes don't seem to stem from misreading defenses. He usually targets the right receiver. However, he can get in trouble with rushing throws or trying to be savage on broken plays. With the Bills roster deteriorating, his hero ball mentality has become a bit of a primary strategy for victory, making it difficult to blame him for his risky decision making, even though he's been able to keep the ball out of harm's way this season. At 3, I got Joe Burrow. When he's healthy, he's among the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. His lack of raw arm strength is made up for his top-notch accuracy and allowing a low margin of error, and he reads defenses at a very high level. He's known for being calm under pressure, and he can embrace chaotic situations, trusting his ability to make plays, which can result in inflated sack total, but not entirely to blame on his offensive line. At 2, we got Lamar Jackson. He's easily the runaway for MVP again, and excelling as both a passer and a rusher. However, his playoff struggles are notable, exposing some of his weaknesses, often seen vibe-based processing like Mahomes and Allen. Lamar Jackson is a run-first offense, which makes him vulnerable against the blitz, often leading to a top 10 run game and a top 10 pass game. He's easily a top 5 passer in the league and is the best scrambling quarterback in the NFL. And at number 1, I got Patrick Mahomes. While his flashy arm and creativity steal the spotlight, Mahomes has also refined his traditional skills in over 7 seasons. He can execute big plays and manage a short passing game. However, Mahomes is not without flaws. He sometimes drifts into pressure while searching to an open space, and he can miss open receivers and bail out of clean pockets. While he's struggled this season, I have him at 1 due to his absurd playoff successes. And that wraps up our top 32 quarterbacks. As the season unfolds, keep your eyes out for these rankings and see how they shift and based on performances by subscribing. Thank you for watching.